Is Keri Hilson a Trump supporter? Let's discuss. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. Hope you all are staying cool, calm, and collected out there. Today, I want to talk to you guys about a woman that got dragged over the weekend, and that is a woman by the name of Keri Hilson. Now, if you don't know who Keri Hilson is because you've been living under a rock, Keri Hilson was a rising star from the late 2000s. She was so rising. I believe she came up on the scene around 2009, 2010. Like, she was the total package. She had the look, she could sing, she wrote her own music. I don't know if she was much of a dancer, but she had everything that was needed to become a top girl in the industry. But it all came crashing down when she decided to come from Queen Mother. And Queen Mother is known as Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. She came for Beyonce via a diss track, and that really just sealed the deal in her entire career. The whole industry turned their backs on her. Nobody was messing with her, to a point where even today in 2021, she really is only known for now just getting dragged every time she speaks on social media. Like, she has yet to even find her footing in her career. She's probably a ghostwriter behind the scenes, I'm not sure. But Keri Hilson just proceeds to get dragged the same way that she was dragged this past weekend. And she was dragged this past weekend due to something that really shocked the world, which was a political event that happened last week. And that is when the Trump supporters and the Proud Boys stormed the Capitol so that the Georgia vote can be confirmed and Georgia wouldn't turn blue. That's basically what it was. And when that event happened, and sidebar, I'm going to keep it cute on that situation, but black people could and would never. And I'm going to just leave it at that. But after that situation happened, the media shifted the blame towards not only social media platforms, but they also blamed Trump for inciting a riot because he had a rally beforehand and he basically told his supporters to basically like show them who's boss, show them who's proud, like go on down there and just show them who you are, basically. Like, that's what happened, and they proceeded to do such, and it became a stain on the history, I gotta say. Like, it really showed what the real America is and the real problem that we face. So when that situation happened, social media platforms basically had their hands held tied because the media blamed it on them because they said that this whole entire riot was orchestrated via social media. I believe it was like via Facebook groups, I'm not sure. But social media was to blame, and then they were pointing the fingers at Trump for inciting the riots, and they decided to ban Trump from posting on all social media platforms. It started with Twitter, then it went to Facebook, then Instagram, and then Snapchat, and then Pinterest. It's like, since when is the president Snapchatting? Oh, okay, that's news to me. But when Trump was barred from all social media platforms, Keri Hilson hopped onto Beyonce's internet, and she said the following: "This may be funny, but it is a little dangerous too. Take Trump out of it for a moment. A democracy must include freedom of speech. Imagine other leaders or popular figures not being able to voice their opinion if it opposes the majority of the world leaders. Our freedom of speech being taken from us, slowly but surely censorship. If the leader of the free world, quote unquote, can be removed, imagine that same right of civilians. Imagine believing every time you read false information detected and propaganda, deceptive reports, and flat out lies being the only thing that we see." Now, after Keri Hilson went ahead and said that, everybody hopped on her. Like, everybody just wrote her off as a Trump supporter. Like, everybody was basically like giving her the middle finger, just saying like she's dumb, she's stupid, she doesn't know what she's talking about, yada yada yada. But what she said was correct. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, you may hate to agree with Keri Hilson, and you got to be honest with yourself and just say that you don't like Keri Hilson. Like, the Beehive, Black Twitter, like, y'all just got to go ahead and admit that y'all don't like Keri Hilson. I mean, yeah, most of us don't like Trump, but y'all go hard on Keri Hilson because in this society, it's easy to cancel black women. But what Keri said was, I want to say, completely true. Because let's keep it real, Trump was just an example set. They're going to trickle down to us, the average day people on YouTube, people with Instagram platforms that want to get information out that the mainstream media is not covering. They're going to get censored and they're going to be labeled as false information detected. Like, freedom of speech really isn't free like they say it is in this country, especially for black people. But it's going to come a point to where like social media is going to be heavily monitored, and what we say is going to be either strike down or, I mean, they already do it on YouTube. They strike down and copyright a lot of people. They do it on Instagram. They strike down people with quote unquote false information, as well as Facebook, because they're basically the same company at this point. But it's going to come a point to where our social media platforms are no longer going to be free to us. We're going to have to pay to use them. We're going to have to post and follow certain guidelines to where our stuff won't get flagged down if we decide to spread information that's quote unquote false when it's actually real. You could even date this all the way back to when coronavirus kind of first happened. Like, there was like a bunch of like bumbling news about it around, I want to say December, January, but shit didn't really hit the fan up until March, and that's when it became like a mainstream issue. But coronavirus, you could kind of tell that our government was trying to suppress it at one point. Like, a lot of news wasn't being talking about it, and it was very like hearsay. Like, it was just like rumblings about coronavirus. Like, nobody knew up until March, when everything just went to social distancing and 6 feet apart, and you have to wear a mask. Like, that's what happened. So Keri Hilson, I feel like this time she does not deserve to be dragged. I mean, you could drag Keri Hilson for a lot of other things that she's done in the past, but this time she has a valid point. And I want us to get out of having groupthink all the time. Like, let's hear people out before we decide to go out and quote unquote cancel them, because cancel culture does not exist. Like, it only exists for black women because they're a double minority and you guys treat them like shit. Like, let's just keep it real. But Keri Hilson, I'm still a fan of her. I still love her, even though I am a Beyonce stan. Like, I love the holy trinity of Destiny's Child. I love all the girls. Every girl that was associated with Beyonce, I love. But sometimes we got to take a step back and check our ego and our attitude and listen to people when they have an opinion that kind of goes against the grain. Because 9 times out of 10, they're saying some real shit that you don't even realize is real up until after the fact. So Keri Hilson, girl, just write this off. You'll be good. You still got money. You're still writing for somebody. Like, you'll be fine. But those are my views on the situation. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Keri Hilson, love you. Stay cool, but tread lightly. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to come at you guys with some more content.